So this is the camera system that I have. This is the second system, a newly installed system, because the first system, after I asked Anna Cabo to leave, about 3 or 4 days after that, give or take, someone broke in and snipped all my wires, so I had to put a new camera system in. There's a police report involving that break-in. I was on my boat with like 6 other people on my pontoon having fun out on, I think it's called Moss Lake. So I had to put this camera system up. And right now the time is, what, 4:58? Yeah. And so what happened was that Anna Cabo came here, drove by the front of my house while I was out in the pasture with the girl that I'm seeing, and we were releasing goats to go into the pasture. I have to always switch out pastures because worms are a big problem with goats, and if you keep them in the same pasture for too long, the worm load gets too high, and the goats they can perish. And I've lost a few because of it. It happens. So I was releasing the goats into where is the camera angle? Into that pasture right there by the machine. And at the time I had a truck there because I was jumping the machine. I had to dig a hole. And so when I'm over there and we're chasing goats, I went into the pasture to keep the goats back or whatnot, and she drove by. So I called the police because there's a restraining order and I don't want to be falsely accused again. And then one of the main reasons why I put the cameras up again and spent the money for this is to make sure this doesn't stop. I mean, this stops, you know what I mean? So I was in the pasture and she drove by, so I called the police, and Lieutenant Millen showed up, and he's familiar with the case. He's dealt with this nonsense. And then he left, and then I continued doing stuff on my property. I dug a hole. I did a bunch of stuff on camera. I mean, I'm all on camera, right? And then I'm leaving to go to court, and why I'm doing this video is to explain everything that's happening. I'm leaving to go to court, and you'll see in my black Tesla, I go into my black Tesla, and I go to the fence, and Debbie is there. Debbie is Brian's mother, and Debbie's telling me that Brian is up there with Anna Cabo, and I was just in disbelief of why would, what is going on. So then you'll see me leave, and the cameras will show me continuously. I didn't stop at Brian's house. I didn't stop. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to these people. I just kept going. But I have a video of when I was in my car, and I recorded while driving by, and that's where she was. So then I called the police again, and I said, look, she's back over here. She lives an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. Why is she here? And this is like a bunch of times she's come here. She sent me pictures of her being in front of my house, taking pictures of me at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sleeping, of my vehicles and stuff. I mean, text messages of it. It's just, it's like nobody wants to believe me. So this is the first video, and I'm gonna show you each snippet. But the thing is that they're different cameras, so try and not get lost in it all, I guess.